Welcome back to our third week of the Central Texas podcast with the Austin American-Statesman. I'm Rick Cantu again with Danny Davis. And big weekend last weekend, some good numbers, some great kicks that you're going to talk about, and some individual performances. But as far as game balls, I'll start off. I think I'm going to give one game ball to Jordan Etier from Westlake. All they did was catch 8 passes for 158 yards in the first half. And then he comes back in the second half, Danny, and he rushes for about 92 yards. And because their chief running back had gone down with an injury. And so he came back and led Westlake to a 28-21 victory over Lake Travis, and maybe the marquee game of the weekend. What do you got?
I like that pick, Rick, but I'm going to go my first game ball, Reggie Hodges, running back for Leander. Leander played in the Texas Football Classic, the third game of that this weekend, and won 30-12 over A&M Consolidated. And, he wasn't the biggest name in that game. In fact, his teammate Blake Gideon took home game MVP honors, and his stat line was 117 yards and a touchdown, which, isn't that much of the wow factor. But what was important was in the second half when Leander was trying to control the ball, he was the main cog in that running game, and at one point ran the ball 8 straight times. And if it wasn't for him, they probably couldn't have controlled the ball as much as they did. So, props to him.
And he's not the biggest guy in the world, but I remember him from last year. He was a darn good running back. My second game ball is going to a player that not too many people may have heard of, from Hutto High School, Garrett Carey. The first 2 times he touched the football in the first quarter the other day, he ran 80 yards and then 47 yards for touchdowns. Hutto defeated Elgin 23-12. He finished with 204 yards rushing on 17 carries. And you do the math, I think he's got a lot of yards per carry. He got more than 10 yards a carry. And anytime you can do that in the high school level, he's one reason that Hutto is going to be awfully good this year. And you've got one more, or maybe 2 more picks.
Yeah, we're going to cheat a little bit, and we're going to give this last game ball to 2 kids. Both are kickers. Both had good games of the weekend. The first one goes to Round Rock's Hunter Kent, who hit a game-winning field goal, 22 yards, with 1.5 seconds left to help lift them to a 17-14 win over Bowie. And the second one goes to Ross Evans out in Burnett. They lost pretty big to Liberty Hill, but at the end of the first half, he hit a 53-yarder. And I was watching the kid before the game, and he was nailing them from around 70 yards, and just ridiculous. The kid probably going to get a couple D1 looks. Great leg.
I'm sure the Longhorns and the Aggies are looking at him, but for now, he's Burnett's property.
Yep.
And that'll do for our game picks. We'll be right back after this.